Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 12 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we're talking about goal framework number 3. I'm going to share at least a dozen different frameworks, processes, or ways, or steps, or strategies, or things to think about to set goals. And we're going to pick from those. We're going to pick and choose the things that work for us as we move forward throughout the challenge. I've done this. I've actually the way I do my goals, and I'll share that after we go through all these different frameworks so you can try each one of them on and see which one works best for you. Today we're talking about something called backward goals. Now, backward goals are just when we take our big goal, like our big, hairy, audacious goal we set yesterday or thought about yesterday, and we break it down into the little steps, the little pieces that it would take to go about achieving that goal. When we are not sure about our goal, if we're not sure we can achieve it, this is a great strategy because it takes our big goal and it breaks it down into smaller bits and smaller pieces. Works great for businesses and companies because they can take the organization's big goals and then divide them up by what each department, each division needs to do to contribute to making those goals happen on a shorter term basis. So maybe they've got a 10-year goal or 10-year plan or a 25-year plan, and then they break that down by, well, what do we need to do this year in order to make that plan a reality? So I think it works really well for goals that we're not clear on. We're a little fuzzy about how we're going to get there. And aren't we all? If you set big goals, you're not 100% sure, and none of us are ever guaranteed we're going to get those goals. But if you can break it down and have interim steps along the way, it makes it easier to see how it can be possible. And the cool thing is about taking action toward our goals, as soon as you take that first step, the other steps become more clear. The clearer picture we have in our mind of that end goal, the easier it is to have the what we need come to us along the way. Uh, this one's actually been getting a lot of attention lately, and I don't know what lately means. I guess in the last decade or so in my life, I've seen it pop up more and more and more. But it takes that top goal approach, breaks it down backwards into what do I need to do. And I do this with my goals. I have my big lifelong legacy goals, and I break them down by 10-year, 5-year, 1 year, and then quarter, well, semi-annually I have checks, and then each month, what am I going to do? I actually break them down to what can I be doing every day to move me toward these goals and objectives. And the things that I can automate are even better because then I know automatically I will make habits and rituals and routines out of those things, and they virtually guarantee I'm going to get my goal. And I almost always get it faster than I ever imagined possible by using this strategy. So what are we going to do today? We're going to try this goal setting tactic on for size. I might take my lose 30 pounds example and break that down. It works really well for like sales-based goals or specific goals, like remember SMART goals that are measurable, because you can say, okay, if I want to grow my business 100% or 200% this year, if I want to double my business, then what do I need to do? Well, I know what my sales are now, so then I can divide that by 12, and then I can share that information with everybody in my business to say, okay, guess what, guys? We all need to do this in each of our departments in order to reach those targets. Now, I don't think most business owners would tell their staff that they're going to double this year, but it happens a lot in the entrepreneurial world. The weight loss one's really easy too. If I need to lose 30 pounds in 6 months, that means I have to lose 5 pounds a month. What is that per week? And then I can do weekly check-ins to see if I'm ticking off and making progress toward that. If you want to give up a bad habit, that's a great way to do it too. Say the thing that you want to give up. Say I want to give up diet soda. I give up diet soda, 13 years ago now. But I was telling my sister yesterday, because she just gave it up this year as a New Year's resolution. It was like 7 years before I stopped craving and automatically wanting a diet soda. It's crazy. Tells me that soda pop is very, very habit forming, right? Just like caffeine and everything else. It gets into us like cigarettes and any other kind of substance, and becomes part of our physiology, and both mental, emotional, and physical. We get dependent on some of these things. But to give up a bad habit, that's a good way of doing it too, because you can do it one day at a time, a week at a time, a month at a time, and add things that work for you in order to make the vision of you not living your life without that habit a reality. So today, pick one big goal, go backwards on it, figure out what you'd have to do, and you can break it down to monthly, whatever makes sense for the goal that you're setting. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't believe in weighing myself anymore, much less more than like once a week. So I might have my goal, if I'm doing the weight loss one, a weekly weigh-in might be my thing, because every day we fluctuate. At least I fluctuate so much. I thought that was always demotivating. All right, that's it. Any questions, hit me up. This is a pretty easy, straightforward one. Like I said, some you can have super duper complicated ways of doing things. You know, there are people that have 25 steps to setting the perfect goal. Really? Like, I'm ever going to remember 25 steps, which is, I think, why the SMART goals framework is so popular. All right, and the backwards one is even more popular, because you don't have to necessarily remember all the SMART things. Although, if you use SMART along the way for each of the interim goals, it makes achieving the big goal even easier. All right, have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.